Do you trust the people you've met in Arlen?
Hey, new neighbor. Hank Hill say you no good. You mean. You worst thing hit Arlen since tornado. That only mean one thing. You are kinda neighbor.
Have some brown Betty. Unlike a Peggy Hill's, mine gets a pastoral gag reflex.
Peggy Hill got big feet too. Am I right? We out of here.
You have been accused of being one lousy neighbor. You can plead either guilty or not innocent.
But either way, you're in trouble.
Yeah, man, you dang old inconsiderate neighbor. That old couldn't think about one thing, man. He's looking out for number one, man. That's all you is, man.
Now, Bill, I know you're excited, but try to hold your gun steady this time, okay?
Fire!
Ow! My chins.
I saw you at the party today, and I guess what I want to say is really that you weren't very neighborly. But to show you that we're good people, we bought you the experience of a lifetime. It's a dolphin confrontation. Encounter. Oh, and by the way, if when you're petting the dolphin, his stomach turns from white to pink, just keep rubbing. You're in for a real surprise. Whatever happens, don't fight it. Just sit back and enjoy the adventure. Good luck.
Hey, neighbor. You and Kahn have something in common. Hank Hill no like us. So maybe you enjoy Kahn's favorite pastime. Watch hillbilly work. You cut grass too short. You ruin lawn. Maybe you should install AstroTurf.
Yeah, well, maybe I should install my boot to your butt.
Bring it on, Lumpy. You come over later. We make fun of his outdated leaf-blowing technique.
We just wanted to let you know that even though you weren't very helpful at the party, we don't harbor any ill feelings.
Does that mean I can hang out with the new neighbor?
Bobby Hill, if you set 1 foot near this inconsiderate, unhelpful, sorry excuse for a neighbor, so help me, no dessert will ever pass through your lips again.
Have a nice life. Hey, I see our new neighbor is in the house tonight. Oh, what's the difference between our new neighbor and the lamest neighbor in the world? Not much. Huh? Snap! Hey, why did our new neighbor cross the road? To avoid getting their butt kicked by my dad. Booyah! I'll be appearing daily at the Hill's breakfast table. Peace out!
Listen, Shug, we're doing a featuretainment piece down at the TV station. It's called Lousy Neighbors, the Problem Right Next Door. And since you're the worst neighbor Arlen has ever seen, I'm going to ask my boss if we can do the whole show about you. See you in makeup, Shug.
Well, seems nobody round here likes you. I know what it's like to be hated too. You see, when you got 20 Nazis in a surprise attack while they're celebrating Oktoberfest, believe me, you do not make the Fuhrer's Christmas card list. Oh well, I like you. In fact, come back later and I'll let you rub shin jelly on my stump. You've earned it, soldier.
Seems folks aren't exactly thrilled about having you as their neighbor, but don't worry. You get used to it after a while. In fact, once the numbness sets in, you may start to actually enjoy it. Sure is a beautiful day. I got things to do. Bye.
There's a old Shoshone proverb. When the going gets tough, add more fiber to your diet. What I'm saying is, in order to be a good neighbor, you must be willing to give the shirt off your back.
John Redcorn, I'm ready for my massage, Shug.
And sometimes, just your shirt isn't enough.
Yellow neighbor, permit me to read you this week's Musins by Peggy Hill in the Arlen Bystander. Did you know that an anagram for Arlen is learn? It's true. As a three-peat substitute teacher of the year, I love it. Speaking of learning, there is a new neighbor in town who could stand to learn a few manners. You know who you are. Note to new neighbor. When someone asks you for help, the answer is not D, ignore them like a jackass. In any case, I know some people who'd sure like to teach you a lesson. Finally, everybody, Didn't you just love when Sir Edward James almost told his students, "There are no victims in this classroom"? Oh, goosebumps, huh? Till next time, I'm Peggy Hill.
I took this class at junior college called Remedial Home Decorating, and I did really bad. So now I have to take it all over again. Okay, now imagine you're a new neighbor who came to the party and you did really bad. You know what that means you have to do?
It means you have to take that stupid class for me. Oh, sheesh, some people just don't get it.
Hey, man, what kind of neighbor you, man? Coming out, tell you what, man, you don't, that ain't gonna be the lame kind, man. You know, dang on it, man. You're gonna come in around here like this, that John Carter said, man. If you don't fit, man, you must get, man. Then we can get your thing on ass out of here, man.
In order to describe how we here in Arlen feel about you, neighbor, I've decided to put it in the form of a haiku. In case you're wondering, haiku is Chinese for poem that does not rhyme. Here goes. You're the new neighbor. You were pretty lame today, unlike my desserts. See, even though it didn't rhyme, I think the message is still quite powerful, don't you?
Well, some folks around here are pretty teed off, and it's all thanks to you. I love it. Hey, what say you come work for Cotton Hill? You could be my manservant. It'd be a great job for you. You could fetch my beers, massage my shin stumps when they get crampy, and help me scrape the crud out of the inside of my ears. Sounds like a dream job, don't it? Knowing that you were helping a war hero would be payment enough. You start tomorrow at dawn, and don't forget the ear scraper.
Hey there, neighbor. You know, I gotta tell you that, well, over the course of the party, I've just come to feel that you're, well, I've developed a feeling towards you that well, boy, I just think you're all right. And I guess what I'm saying is, would you like to come over and watch the best movie of all time with me? I'm referring, of course, to The Great Santini. Naturally, we'll be seated separately, either on opposite sides of the couch or in different chairs. Oh, and one more thing, if you find yourself starting to tear up during the movie, don't look in my direction, okay? See you then.
Listen, John Redcorn was giving Nancy her thrice weekly massage, and somehow he threw out his lower back, so I was thinking you could fill in for him. Nancy's waiting for your services in her bedroom. Appreciate it. Before you get any funny ideas, remember this. Every item in that bedroom has been secretly engraved, so don't even think about stealing anything. I've been watching you, neighbor, and even though I don't trust anyone, not even myself, I'm inviting you to join my underground organization. We're so secret we never have meetings, never talk to each other, but we know who we are, and we know what the score is. Somehow. Now, in the event of the upcoming apocalypse, you'll be responsible for supplying enough dried fruit and legumes to feed a family of 5. I'll be in charge of the entertainment. This conversation never took place.
You were so good at the party today that I've chosen to show you my greatest magic trick. A mystical disappearing pie of fruit. Please, close your eyes. Abracadabra. Alakazam. Open your eyes. Of course it's gone. What'd you expect? The real magic is how I maintain my svelte figure.
Great party, huh? I hung out by the trash and collected saliva samples from every local resident. Saps. Now I need to pick up some DNA testing kits and was wondering if you wanted to go. And by go, I mean drive me there. You know, this could be the start of a beautiful friendship. Pending the results of your retinal scan, of course.
For all your help today, I was trying to think of a way to repay you. without actually paying you. Then it just came to me in my head. 3 simple words. Makeover. You know, a lot of people say laundry bleach has no business being in your hair. But those people don't even know the meaning of the word cosmeticry.
Well, I must say, you sure displayed all the traits we Hills look for in a suitable neighbor.
So we would like to invite you to come to our house and break bread with us. Or, depending on which night it is, break sopapillas with us.
Yo quiero sopapillas.
Bobby, language. Hey there, neighbor. We were wondering if your golf game is as good as your other neighborly skills.
Why don't you join us for a round? We'll pay for your greens fees.
And you pay for our beer. It's usually around $1,000.
To welcome you to the Arlen Familia, I'd like to invite you over for Peggy Hill's Billy Crystal movie marathon. We first start with When Harry Met Sally. Fast forwarding, of course, past the inappropriate scene with Meg Ryan in the restaurant. Then it's Forget Paris, as if anyone could. We end with Mr. Saturday Night, or, as I call it, Mr. Ripped Off on Oscar Night. I tell you, when it comes to comedy, the choice is crystal clear. You get it? Crystal clear. Oh, Peggy Hill. Oh. Well, good for you. Since you came through in such a big way today, Peggy Hill is going to share something big with you. It is the recipe to my famous Brown Betty. Now wait. Before I show it to you, remember one thing. If I find out that you've given my recipe to Min or Nancy, I swear, Peggy Hill will dedicate the rest of her days to hunting you down. Enjoy.
You were such a great neighbor today that I've decided to show you something truly special. This is my Tom Landry plate. It looks as good as it did the day it rolled off the production line at the Franklin Mint. It's the kind of plate that a person could share his innermost feelings with, if he were so inclined. Of course, that might be misinterpreted as being weird. It's also the only plate that Cotton hasn't broken, not counting the one in his head.
Oh, to show how pleased I was with you at the party, I am treating you to Chuck Mangione live in concert. He is headlining this week at the Arlen Truck and Garlic Festival. I must warn you, though, when Mr. Mangione takes that stage, you can throw out everything you thought you knew about the flugelhorn. Enjoy.
Tomorrow I'll be performing my weekly sod and turf maintenance, or as the uninformed call it, cutting my grass. And since you were such a help at the party, I've decided to let you rake up my loose grass clippings. You've earned it. There might be enough clippings left for you to take home a little mulch. I'm getting ahead of myself. Well, I'll see you at 5 a.m.
I like you, neighbor. Oh, hey, tomorrow, you want to go shopping with me at 6 miles over Texas? It's just like an amusement park, except with shopping. And you run around all day and eat hot dogs on sticks, and at the end of it all, you feel like throwing up. And if that isn't a good time, then I just don't know what is. See you tomorrow!
Hey, good neighbor. How'd you like to go with me to the lawnmower expo next weekend? Mason's unveiling a prototype mower with a triple action blade and a mini fridge big enough for a 6-pack. Now, I'm not a fan of bells and whistles, but if the future is a place where grass is cut uniformly and beer is kept at 42 degrees, well then save a seat for one Hank Hill. Oh, and no need to tell Bill I invited you instead of him. I'd hate for that perfect future to also include a grown man crying. Hey, neighbor, how'd you like to go to the hardware store with me? If you're like me, that's one place you never get tired of. Sometimes when you're walking between aisles 5 and 6, you can catch the sweet aroma of PVC piping mixed with that of freshly corrugated metal. I swear that's what heaven must have smelt like. Either like that or more like how my grandma used to smell. Well, either way, hey, I'll pick you up later. Well, if it isn't our great new neighbor.
Hank, are you referring to me?
Are you a new neighbor, Bill?
You must be talking about me then.
Dale, has anyone ever called you great?
Plenty of people. Not to my face, of course.
Well, I was going to invite you to come fishing with me and these guys, but I think I like you too much to subject you to that. So instead, I'm going to invite you to stay home while I take these guys fishing and leave you in peace. You can thank me later.
Hey, you want to go camping with us next weekend? First, you should know that when we camp, we really like to rough it. And I'm not just talking about how we have to cook the s'mores over a flame instead of in the microwave. Although the fear of accidentally dropping such a delicacy into the fire has been known to overwhelm some folk, namely Mr. Doe Tree. So, I'm talking about intense wilderness survival. This time, we'll be camping in the dangerous terrain known in these parts as the Gribble's backyard.
Well, you were so impressive at the party today that I have written a limerick about you. Now, limericks are funny little poems, usually about people from exotic, faraway places like Nantucket. But I have taken some license and set mine in Arlen. Here goes. There was a new neighbor in Arlen who I liked the minute they moved in. They were lots of fun, they helped out a ton, and I can't wait to see them again. Oh, yeah!
Boy, you sure were real nice to me at the party. I'd like to repay the favor by treating you to a Bill Dotrieve special haircut. As you probably heard, I'm one of the 4 or 5 most talented army barbers in all of Ireland, but I'm gonna cut yours for free. Yes, you've got 2 styles to choose from. One is the classic crew cut, and the other is a lot fancier and extremely complicated, so I usually have to use a bowl. Now, I will tell you that this will be a haircut you'll remember for a long time. That's what Hank said the last time I cut his hair 12 years ago.
Hey, neighbor, I was certainly impressed by the skill you displayed at the party. You're either extremely coordinated or you've been trained in the former Soviet Union from the age of 2. In any case, I'm starting up an Arlen hunting club this year, and we could use someone with your talents. I tell you, there's nothing like going out into the wilderness, bagging a big buck, and bringing it back here for sausagification. It's the circle of life, all right. Okay, then. I'll see you at our first outing.
Well, hey, good looking. I know this wasn't you. You may go out sometime, man. I go 5 words to you, man. I'm gonna tell them bear bite. I'll street Monty. And I'm down, you know what I'm saying, man? I'll call you next week, man. Ciao, man.
Remember me from the party? I hope I didn't scare you. I guess what I mean is, will you marry me, please? I just got this undeniable feeling in my gut that we were meant to be together. Of course, it could just be guess, but I don't think so. No, not this time. I'm sure you're overwhelmed. Why else would you have such a strange look on your face? No, you just take all the time you need to make me the happiest man on the earth. I'll call you in 10 minutes.
Well, you sure did impress me at the party today. I guess what I'm saying is I'd like you to come work for me at Strickland Propane. Now, you wouldn't actually be selling propane and propane accessories on account of your gender. That'd be like if Bobby still wanted to become a nurse. Well, that's an interesting look on your face. You know, on second thought, maybe it's time there were more female propane and propane accessory sales persons. Glad to see the vein that was pulsating in your forehead has gone back to normal. I'll see you later.
Hey, neighbor, I couldn't help but notice at the party that you have a certain panache. That's French. I'm not sure what it means, but I like it. Anyway, I was wondering if you would like to be my lovely assistant for when I perform my magic act on amateur night at Abacapasta. All you'd pretty much have to do is stand next to me. That and help me put out the occasional grease fire. Knowing how to do CPR on a rabbit would be a big plus, too. Other than that, the magic does all the work.
Well, I think we all agree that you're the best new neighbor to move to Arlen in years. You hear that, Kahn?
Enjoy the alley, new redneck. You know that is their toilet.
And being that you're a female, you are about to do something that no one else in this alley has ever done. Enjoy a light beer.
Yep.
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 Mm-hmm.
This is where you say yep.
Hey, man, how about you and me hopping on old Dodge, man? We go over there and cruising for some ladies, man, you know. I love talking about that old boomhauer, man. He don't just like shooting a cracking fish in the cracker barrel, man. I like you, man. They don't speak my same old language, man. I'll call you.
Hey, new neighbor. I took a vote, and guess what? You've been elected my new best friend. As my new best friend, you'll experience endless hours of my company, delight in countless stories of my painful divorce, and finally you'll enjoy all the pizza you can buy. Of course, if for any reason you cannot fulfill your duties as my new best friend, then Lenore the iguana will reassume the role. Of course, if for any reason...
Hey, neighbor. I was wondering if you'd like to, go out with me sometime. See, my last boyfriend blew up in a horrible propane accident. Now I'm finally over him. So, how about Saturday? I come over and rebuild your motorcycle while you sit on the couch and play video games all day, okay? We could even give each other pet names, like I'll call you Buckley and you could call me Hay. Okay, Buckley? You're supposed to say hey.
Well, you sure did impress me at the party today. I guess what I'm saying is, I'd like you to come work for me at Strickland Propane. All right, settle down. Now, before you run home and tell your folks the unbelievable news, you should know your job would be that of a tank wipe. Now, that doesn't mean with some hard work and a dozen years under your belt, you wouldn't be considered for a position selling propane and propane accessories. All right. Quit jumping around. You're gonna hurt yourself. Okay, stop. Okay, I'll see you Monday morning. Well, I think we all agree that you're the best new neighbor to move to Arlen in years. You hear that, Kahn?
Enjoy the alley, new redneck. You know that is their toilet.
As I was saying, now that you're here, there's only one thing we're gonna need. A bigger beer cooler.
Yep.
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 Mm-hmm.
This is where you say yep.
They are the major babies getting in trouble. The major babies spreading God's message of love. Major babies.